Hello! So it is early and my lighting is terrible because I have some windows, but if the lighting is a little weird, it's because I just have a lamp on. But it's dark, it's early, it's time for a Caran d'Ache review that's been on the back burner for quite a few months for me. We're finally going to be getting into the Caran d'Ache NEOARTS plus the birthday sets, and I'm going to compare them to the NEOCOLOR 1s and the NEOCOLOR 2s just to see if there's a difference, and we'll talk about some of my likes and my dislikes when it comes to the NEOARTS. Also, if I have some time, I also have a small set of the Neo pastels that we can talk about as well. So let's get into it. All right, so right off the bat, we're going to start with the birthday sets. So if you weren't aware, if you were living under a rock and you're an artist, you might not have known that Caran d'Ache released 5 birthday sets, and that would be the pop set, the lush set, the dark set, the pastel set, and I honestly can't remember the name of the last set. It was like a skin tone set or something. But I'll put them on screen so you can take a look at the different sets. Now, each set only came with 3 limited edition colors or special edition colors, and then it was filled with 7 regular colors that you would get. I mean, you can get them individually, or if you have the whole thing like I do down here, there's no need for the extra colors, but now you have extra colors, so there's that. So there's 3 in each, so if you're keeping count, that's 15 new colors. I'm not sure why they did it the way that they did, because they do have a tin for 15 colors. They could have easily just done all the limited edition colors in one tin, but I think that's too easy, and I guess they wanted to market it in the different sets. I don't know. I have to guess that it has something to do with like making money. So that's what I'm thinking. I would hate to think that, but you know, it is a business. So anyway, what I'm going to do is after I review this, I'm going to put all of the colors, the limited edition colors, into this one, and I'm going to label it as such. That is the limited edition set. Luckily, I already have 1510, but anyway, so let's open them up and take a look. Okay, so these are all of the sets that they came out with for their 50th anniversary. And the only way you can tell that it's a special edition color is from looking at the wrapper right here. It says special edition. However, whenever you sharpen it, you're not going to see that anymore because it's nowhere else on the crayon itself. So once that's gone, that's pretty much it. It just looks like a NeoColor 2 pastel. You do have the name. This one is Akuba Green, but obviously you may not know it's special edition unless you know and you've written it down. So all right, so we're going to go through the sets and pull out the special edition colors as we go. The first one we're going to start with is the darks. So I have just a random sketchbook that I picked up when I was in Houston. It has white paper instead of cream paper. It's very thin, like it's very much drawing paper. It's by Speedball. It is called the Flexi Sketch, and it's like I said, it was thin. It's 90 GSM, 60-pound paper, basically just for sketching. So we're going to use that. This special edition color is Caput Mortem. Not sure what that means. It's really, really dark. It's pretty. And dark garnet. And finally, zinc ochre. So I'm going to grab a water brush and we're going to wet them and just see how they change. So this was a surprising color the first time I used it, coming out kind of like a reddish purple. Really interesting. This one just looks more like a deeper version of itself. Yeah, I would say that those are some really, really pretty colors. So I'm gonna write the names. Okay, and like I said, I was gonna be pulling out the colors so I can put them in my 15 tin, so we'll do that. Obviously, this is a very beloved tin. I wouldn't trade it for the world. It's the only 15 tin that I have. The rest I have are all 10 tins. So let's go on with the next set. Let's see. Let's do the portrait set since it's right on top. So the special edition shades in the portrait set are Light Wine Lees. Okay. Conch Pearl and Light Peony Yellow. So this will go with the light peony yellow. Conch Pearl. The Light Wine Lees. I don't understand that English translation, but we'll go with it. That one's really hard to see. It's almost as hard to see as the white. Kind of that one too. So I had a feeling that we might need different colored paper for the really light colors. What I have is toned gray and I have toned tan. So as a bonus, since we have such light colors, I figured we should swatch them there. Okay, so there is the toned gray and toned tan. I actually like it better on the toned gray than the tan. I feel like because it's a portrait set, it kind of blends in too much to the toned tan paper, but let's swatch them out anyway. I was going to clean my brush, but I'm like, wait, I'm doing the same color twice, so let's just do it all at once. could barely see it on there. Okay, so there we have it. There is the toned tan, the toned gray, and the white. I didn't have to do that with the dark colors because obviously you can see them quite fine. So take that away and I'll write the names down. The reason why I didn't buy this set to begin with was because of the duplicate color, the alizarin crimson, the white, because I have plenty, and because of these colors. They're like, if you just look at the colors, once they've, you know, been diluted with water, they're basically not there. And the normal sketchbook that I use is a Royal Talens with cream colored paper, so that would just blend right in and you wouldn't ever see it. So that was my reasoning, but then I picked it up in New York anyway. So okay, so there we have it. We have them labeled. So I know in a previous video I had originally talked about taking one of my tiny Royal Talens books and making it into a swatch book, but I think I'm just going to end up taking this one and making it into a swatch book because I don't think I'm ever going to really use this as an actual sketchbook since I like wet media a lot. We'll see. We'll see. I may change that. Who knows? But anyway, let's put these into that 15 case. We'll organize them a little bit better whenever we have all the colors in there. Okay. So next up, another set that I didn't want to pick up right away because of the light colors. Again, I have a feeling that they're going to be a little bit disappointing for me because I like punchy colors. If you like pastels, that's awesome. Do you? But I like really bright colors. And I had a feeling that once I added water to these, that they would be very, very dull, light. I don't know. I feel like they would vanish. So let's get into it. And let's see if they surprise me. So I guess we'll separate the special edition. I haven't even tried these at all. So this is actually my first time trying this set. I hadn't tried the portrait set either. So this was my first time with the portrait set, and this is my first time with this set. I have tried the other 3 sets though. So okay, we'll start with silver gray. And the first of the special edition, this is light heliotrope. It's actually really pretty. And then we have Peach Blossom. Cute name. That's pretty too. Oh, I love it. Oh, I'm excited for this blue. Amazonite. I want to say Amazonite, but I feel like that's wrong. I don't know. Don't make fun of me. Okay, so this one was that silver gray. As expected, it has vanished. Where did it go? It's gone. Okay, well, it was pretty. This is that heliotrope, I believe. Light heliotrope. Really pretty. Peach Blossom. I love that. And Amazonite. It's a little scratchy, but I like it. It's very pretty. So my disappointing colors were the ones that came in the set, like these right here. But I really like these. I mean, this blue disappeared, but I don't hate it. Honestly, I'm actually really happy about this set. So let me happily add these colors to this tin. So far, it's looking real pale. Okay. Okay, so let's go on to the Lush set. I'll just go onto this side of the page since we only have 2 sets left. And I know this is a special edition. This one. Is this blue? Yeah. Okay. So apparently I haven't tried 2 of these. So this is the first special edition color in this set, and that is Skagen Blue. Skagen. It's probably Skagen Blue. Is that like, does that mean sky blue too? Just a question. Oh, this one is, oh my god, I don't know how to say that. Chrysoprase green? I'm saying it wrong, I'm sure I am. Go ahead, yell at me if you want. This one is Akuba Green. I talked about this one earlier. So I've not tried the Akuba Green or the Skagen Blue, but let's swatch these out with some water. So much depth. And then we have that Skagen Blue. Chrysoprase green. I love it. It's really pretty. It's like a turquoise, but it's disappearing. And lastly, the Akuba Green. That's really gorgeous. Okay, so I'm gonna write the names, put these colors into the 15 tin. One more set to go. Now we have the Pop set, or the Brights. Whatever it's listed as online. I don't recall. So, as usual, we'll pull these out. I've never tried this one. I have tried this one. And there's another. Which one are you? Okay, this one. I don't know why they did 2 pinks, but we'll see. We'll see. I mean, they're both very different, so. So the first special edition color from this set that I have is Rose of Garance. really pretty. And then we have Tyrian pink. I took this one along with me because it was so bright and it went really well with this green right here. And light lilac. A little hard. Okay. All right. Okay, so my camera died right as I was finishing these. So I stopped and waited to do the water brush swatch with y'all. So let's get into that. Okay. So this one is one of the special edition colors. This one is Rose of Garants. And then we have the Tyrian pink. And finally, light lilac. And that would complete the swatch test of all of the special edition colors. I'll write the names for this set and we'll add this final 3 to this case. So we can organize this and see the lack of oranges and reds in it. But kind of like how it looks as is, but I'm gonna just switch it around just a little bit. So, okay, so I have them organized how I want them. They're obviously not gonna stay like that because as I use them, they'll roll around, but those are the 15 special edition colors from Caran d'Ache from their 50th anniversary sets. If I had my choice to only pick like 2 sets, it would probably just be these 2. But I think this one's a really good set too. Honestly, the original 3 that I picked up, the dark, the pop, and the lush, those are still my number 1, 2, and 3 options. I don't think I would be upset if I had never picked up the portrait or the pastel sets, but I mean, that's just me. Maybe you just want the pastel set, or maybe you just want the portrait set. Maybe you don't want any of them at all. That's fine too. Now I have a bunch of extra colors in these tins over here that I'll probably end up giving away to friends because I already have this set. I have this set. Plus, in the closet, I have some unopened, like 30 sets that I was gifted. So I have a lot of duplicate colors at this time. So anyway, I'm going to write down the names of these and we'll get into the NEOARTS. There you have it. There are all 5 sets and the last 3 of each are the special edition colors. So let's get on with it. Let's go on to the NEOART. So the NEOART was a new product this year by Caran d'Ache. It was rated as their highest Lightfast pastels to date, or highest Lightfast wax oil pastels to date. And it says light fastness for up to 100 years. They, as of now, only come in the 48 colors. So I got the full set. And I have used, I think, almost all of the colors. I'm sure at one point. I have swatched them all out. I'll swatch them out again so that we can see them on this white paper. And I'll tell you my thoughts as soon as we're done with all this. Okay, so those are all the colors swatched out. I know there's no particular order for how they were placed in the box, but I'll have to reorganize them sometime later. I think that they are beautiful. Now, they're considered wax oil pastels because they are wax-based like the Caran d'Ache crayons. My dog is just staring at me right now. I don't know if I can show you. Oh, and then she left. That's not even fair. She didn't want me to show you guys, apparently. Anyway, so they're wax-based like their NEOCOLORs, but I guess they are also oil-based, kind of like oil pastels. So it's winter right now, so they're not very soft. They're quite hard, but here is the NEOCOLOR one, and I'll show you like on skin. It's pretty dry, but you can still see some color. And then this one, honestly, it's not coming. During summer, when it's a lot warmer, these colors do show up. Like they're a little bit more pliable, I would say. Not sure why I'm showing you on my hand. Don't want to do that with any toxic or possibly toxic colors, but just so you know that during summer, these are a lot softer, as are the NEOCOLORs. They're a lot softer, a lot smoother. Something that I noticed was that in comparison to the oil pastels, which their oil pastels are kind of firm. I mean, they're a lot creamier than the NEOARTS, of course, but they're still a lot firmer than some other brands of oil pastels. So let me get let's do a dark blue. So that's a dark blue in their oil pastel line, the Neo Pastel. And here is a dark blue. This one is ultramarine blue, and I believe that one should be somewhere. Yeah, this is ultramarine. So this is the NEOART ultramarine. So I'll zoom you in so you can take a look. So obviously with the oil pastel, you can move it around pretty easily. It's thick and it's very opaque. And let's get a Neo Pastel, I'm sorry, a NEOCOLOR 2 and a NEOCOLOR 1 so we can compare those. Okay, so I have a NEOCOLOR 1 in ultramarine and a NEOCOLOR 2 in ultramarine. It's just a little chunk, but I know it is, you can see. So here is the Neo Pastel, here is the NEOART, this is the NEOCOLOR 2. And here is the NEOCOLOR 1. Now, I would like to go over the NEOART again because it looks pretty translucent. So we'll bring that down again. See how opaque I can get it. It still looks pretty translucent, at least from my view. Maybe not yours. So you can see there's the two swatches of the NEOART. There's the NEOCOLOR 2, NEOCOLOR 1, and the Neo Pastel. So like I said, this one is really blendable because it's a pastel and it's supposed to be, it's oilier. You can move it around a lot more. The NEOCOLOR 1, if you press pretty firmly, a little bit budges. NEOCOLOR 2. Same, I think it moves a little bit more. And then the NEOART, I have another clean finger right there. So it's like budging the least for me, unless I grab like some of the little chunks. That's what's moving around. use my... Yeah, that one's probably the least likely to move out of all of them. So now I have a fountain pen with, I forget what kind of ink it is. It is a non-water soluble ink. So obviously it just kind of scrubbed through the pastel. It went over the NeoColor one really nicely. Went over the NeoColor too. And it went over the NeoArt very nicely. So there's that. So I know a lot of people, like including my friend Natty, has mentioned that she's seen other artists use Gamsol to blend out the NEOARTS, and that's something that a lot of colored pencil artists know about and may or may not use in their art form. Something that works just as well. If you have a colorless blender marker, as I do with my Ohuhu sets, you can use that. So I like this with colored pencil. I haven't tried it with the NeoArts, but let's give it a shot. We have a clean one right here. And that is not what I was expecting. It's picking up the color. It's almost like erasing it. It is blending it outward, but it's almost erasing it entirely, which is kind of crazy. Let me clean this off a little bit. I haven't tried the colorless blender with the others, but I guess we can give it a shot with the NeoColor one. See, that seems to be keeping more of the color. Yeah, it's not like fully erasing it, not right away. Clean that off. Okay, and NeoColor 2s. See, and that's really nice. That is not as hard to work with. It is also keeping the color and it's not fully erasing it. That is so strange. I'll try it with this little swatch down here. Yeah, it's, so what it feels like, it feels really, really firm. And what I'm seeing is it's just like erasing it, which is so strange. I kind of want to try it with the pastel, kind of not, because it's oily and gunky, but we'll just go with it, whatever. Yeah. Still blends it. I'll clean that off. The least blendable seem to be the NeoArts. So, I can try Gamsol. Let me go get a clean paintbrush and I'll use some of my Gamsol. We'll give it a shot. Okay, I have an oil painting brush. I have a jar of Gamsol next to me. And we're gonna go in with this NeoArt. Same color we've been using. Hi, Luna. There she is. What's up, girl? You wanna hang out? Wanna do some art? No, okay. All right. I have some Gamsol on this clean brush. So it's kind of doing a similar thing to it as the alcohol marker did, except I did have a larger patch of NeoArt drawn out, and it doesn't seem to be taking away a lot of the color with it as it was doing with the alcohol marker. And I think that's because that has like a felt tip. This is a brush, and I feel like it's obviously made to transfer color because it's a paintbrush, whereas the other one is made to blend the color. Does this make sense? I hope it does, but basically the Gamsol seem to work pretty well. It does melt it away. So if you want to use the Gamsol in your art to kind of like melt your NEOARTS away, you definitely can. My original thoughts on this product have changed since first buying it, which is why I waited so long to do a review. Because originally I was like, yes, this is amazing. I definitely need this. I love all CARAN stuff, so obviously I have to have this. And then I started using them and I was like, yeah, they're great. So cool. And after a while I was like, you know what? I kind of just like using my NEOCOLOR 2s more. But then in the back of my mind, I was like, but they're not as light fast. But at the same time, the NEOCOLOR 2s and the NEOCOLOR 1s do have pretty good light fast ratings in general. If you are making art that you're going to be selling, or you're making art that you're going to be hanging up, yeah, obviously I would go for the NEOARTS because light fast will be important to you because you're going to want those colors to last and last. However, I am mostly a mixed media sketchbook artist, so a lot of my art stays in my sketchbooks, and if it doesn't, I scan it and I make prints. I do oil painting and watercolor painting and gouache painting too, but a lot of the times my artwork is going into a sketchbook because that's the most convenient way for me to do things. I work a lot and I travel a lot, so sketchbooks. So if you are just primarily a sketchbook artist, I don't think that they are necessary, personally. If you want them, go get them, whatever, it's fine. But personally, I haven't picked up the box and used them in quite some time. I do always take around with me NEOCOLOR 2s. I've tried NEOCOLOR 1s and I'm not a big fan. And I know that people said that if you're a huge fan of NEOCOLOR 1s, you're going to love NEOARTS. I understand it because they're waxy, not water soluble, and in many ways very similar. It's just the super light fast sibling to NEOCOLOR 1s. So that is accurate. One thing that I know a lot of people love, but I don't like, is the shape of them, which can be helpful if you're doing like flat landscapey stuff. But at the same time, I like a regular crayon style tip because I feel like I can, I don't know, I feel like I can use it a little bit better personally. That's just me though. Some people absolutely love it. And I do love it for the flat sides and what I can do with it. Oh, I do like that. I'm going over the Gamsol with this NEOART. And it's kind of making it a little bit creamier. That's cool. I didn't think about that. Like pre-priming your page with Gamsol. It's not even wet anymore. I think it's just the fact that that stuff is still, the residue is still on the page. I wonder if we blend this. I like that. That's nice. Let me get that brush again. I'm gonna put my jar. Okay. Oh, that's nice. Okay. All right, Natty. You got me sold. I like this technique. The Gamsol is fun because it feels like painting. And I love painting. Yes, I like that. Cool. So I always carry an alcohol marker with me. And I think that that's important to blend with when you're on the go. But when I'm at home, if I am using NEOARTS and I want to blend things, I think the Gamsol would be a great option because look at how nicely everything blended. I'm going to leave it just a little wet. Oh, here's the NEOART 1s. NEOCOLOR 2s. NEOCOLOR 1s. Oh my gosh. Wow. NEOCOLOR 1s blending out with the Gamsol, it still left a little bit of a line. Isn't that interesting? It melted away completely any lines from the NEOARTS. And there's a line from the NeoColor ones. Okay, let me get another color. Get this yellow. While it's still wet. That's pretty fun. Only thing is, I don't know how that affects the light fast quality of the NEOARTS once you've added in an additional item to the mix. I know that Gamsol is used in oil painting, so I don't think it should affect how the light fast works with this product, since oil paintings are quite light fast. So maybe I'm just overthinking it. That's fun. I will say they're fun. Sorry, you couldn't see hardly any of that. I was just playing. My main takeaway is I don't think that they're worth it because they're so costly. They are, I don't recall the price, but I'll look up the US price right now and I'll put that on screen. So that's the price of them right now. And here is the price of the NeoColor ones and the price of the NeoColor 2s. I know that whenever CARAN does light fast products, they come in these boxes because I think they think that they're like fancier or something to come in a cardboard box versus a metal tin. I love the metal tin, and I know it's cool. It's a pretty box. It is. But this is not easy to carry, so I would definitely suggest getting like a tin or a box or a bag or something that you can just throw them all into to carry with. They are shorter than the NeoColor 1s and 2s. So almost half the size. Almost. I guess it would be more of like 2/3, but that is how short they are. They do last quite a bit. They are a little bit thicker. So maybe that makes up for some of the size. They do feel sturdier in the hand. Like sometimes if I'm working very firmly with these, they've snapped. Whereas these don't feel like they're gonna snap. And none of them have snapped on me any times recently, so we'll see. Maybe that thickness is what you need for them to not snap on you. Because I don't think you wanna spend a lot of money on these and then have them start breaking. I do wish that they could be water soluble because I love water soluble media, but because of light fast things, sometimes adding water and other elements to it can decrease the light fastness. So these are pretty much pure pigment with that wax oil base. If you're a collector of CARAN stuff, if you're a collector of art supplies and you want to get them, definitely get them. If you are a sketchbook artist, you're on a budget, I wouldn't waste my time with them. If you already have NeoColor ones and you love them, you really may love these. If you have NeoColor 2s and you love those, you may not like these, because the best thing about NeoColor 2s is the water solubility. And obviously these don't have that. Now, you can see this little smudgy bit right here. So during summer, like I was saying, because they are a wax oil pastel, they do get kind of moldable, which is really nice because the color comes out very richly and they feel almost like one of their oil pastels, almost. But right now it's cold outside and it's not creamy. It's going to take a few layers to build up. So, but the colors are very nice. They're very opaque. And obviously, you know, you have good quality right there on the page, good light fastness. So if you really want to make something for someone and you want that to last and last and last, yeah, they're great. But there's other options of getting light fast materials too. I know that a lot of online retailers that sell them do sell them individually. So if you're curious, grab maybe like 2 to start with and to blend out and just to see how you like them. I would not go all in and just grab the big box like I did, because this box sits on my shelf most of the time. Pros would be the light fastness, the feel in the hand. It's got like a thicker structure, so it doesn't feel like it's gonna snap. So they feel sturdier. The box is pretty. I'm half and half on the box. Like, I like it, it's pretty, but also I wish it was a tin. So it could be a pro, it could be a con. Another pro would be the colors are really pretty. They do have a decent range of colors. So range of colors, the colors are very vibrant. They do blend out super nicely with Gamsol. They blend out okay with an alcohol marker blender. Let's see, any other pros? I guess the pros would be that they work with mixed media pretty well. So let me get a colored pencil. Well, not that well, because I'm trying to put it over the NeoArt and it's like skipping. Here, I'll draw. Let me grab another. Yeah, okay, never mind. Let me zoom out. It didn't work that well. Let's do the NeoColor one. And the same pencil. I guess it's very similar. NeoColor 2. Yeah. Okay. The pen worked okay though. Let's see with the marker. Oh, that's weird. That feels weird. It slows down that nib. And obviously that just kind of blends it. I still really love the NeoColor too. I mean, if you don't want the color to blend out, then obviously the Neo one or the NeoArt. But I like the effect of blending the NeoColor 2 with a very watery marker. I have an Inktense, similar experience. I have my Pentel brush pen. Kind of just beads up on the surface because of the wax. But it goes over the NeoColor 2 pretty well, so. And a little bit of, yeah, it kind of goes over the NeoColor 1. It still beads up over there. Interesting. Acrylic marker. I'm going to swatch out some more. I don't want to put it over the Gamsol part because we have the Gamsol on there. NeoColor 1 and NeoColor 2. Acrylic marker. All three take it very well. I'm not sure what else to try over the top. I don't think I have any of my paints nearby. I have acrylic ink. Sorry about my bracelets. I'll try the acrylic ink. Yeah, obviously it's going to go over nicely. It's acrylic ink. Pretty much go over almost anything. So, anyway, I think, as we might all know, watercolor might beat up over it, but it would be good on top of watercolor. Gouache would probably go over it pretty well because it's opaque. But again, this would be better as a finishing touch rather than a base because of the wax in it and the oil. So I guess make your own decisions about this. I know that I've been going on and on about it. My beliefs about it are that I didn't actually need it. I don't really use them. I think that they're awesome for an artist that will use them and really, really need something like this in their studio. I personally do not. Sorry, I'm just cleaning my brush if you hear that. I have a little brush cleaner. I'm trying to get the acrylic paint off. I think just getting a few to test is probably the best thing that you can do if you're interested. And if you already have them and you already have Gamsol in your studio, maybe give that a shot because it's quite fun. So I think that's it. Honestly, yeah. I know we didn't really have time to review the Neo pastels, but I do like them. I don't like them as much as I love the Mangayo because, again, these are really expensive. They're very light fast as well. They come in the black box like all the other fancy CARAN products. They're a little bit firmer than Sennelier, and they're definitely firmer than Mangayo, which I love and use. I don't think that I would ever buy the gigantic set of these Neo pastels on my own. If they were gifted to me, absolutely, I'll take them. But I just don't think that they're worth it when I don't use oil pastels to make large pieces of art all the time. I do have a large piece of art in my house that I made with oil pastel, but they were with Mangayo and they looked beautiful. It's also under glass and it's in a dark hallway, so I'm not really worried about it fading away. But that's my 2 cents, I guess. So I hope this was somewhat helpful or at least entertaining. I think these are beautiful. I don't think that we need to be precious with them. At least I don't. I don't need to be precious with them because I hardly use them, because I don't really need them. I think that having them kept away in this box will keep them unused for a long time. And I think that they should be used. I think if you have them, you should definitely use them. But I don't think that you need to run out and buy them. That's just what I believe. Just trying to fully clean off that brush because I've been playing with it. So yeah, I really like the birthday sets. I think that some of those colors are really great. I really like the colors in the NEOARTS set. I think that everything that I played with today was really enjoyable to mess around with. I don't think any of it is really worth your time and money if you don't have the budget for it. I don't think it's needed. It's not required to make beautiful art. You can make beautiful art with a pencil. I mean, you don't need these fancy art supplies. You can find things that are similar to them and you can make gorgeous art. You don't need to have the super light, fast, super expensive wax oil pastels. You don't need the expensive set of the oil pastels. And you definitely don't need all 5 of these birthday sets. Unless you want them and you're crazy like me and you love Caran d'Ache and you just want to have all of the Caran d'Ache items, which I do. So if you're like me, then sure, go grab all that stuff, because like even these colored pencils are expensive. They're Caran d'Ache Luminance pencils, and I've been buying them a few at a time whenever I go to my art supply store. I love Caran d'Ache. I love the company. I love the products. I think that everything that they make is incredibly gorgeous. And will I continue to buy stuff from them? Absolutely. But I'm not going to tell everyone that you need these things. It's just me. I'm the weird one here. All right, sorry for rambling so much about this. It was something I was, I guess, dreading talking about for the last couple of months, because it wasn't a product that I was absolutely head over heels in love with, like all of the other things that they've created. I've been loving the NEOCOLOR 2s, and I love like some of their gouache paints, and I love their colored pencils, things like that. So it was a little bit hard for me to talk about them when I didn't absolutely love them. Like they're great, but I love other art supplies more. So that's it. Thank you so much for coming along and listening to my review about all of these Caran d'Ache products. If you agree with me or disagree with me or whatever, you can feel free to let me know. I mean, I'm open to discussion. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks again for sharing your time with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.